Hello, good morning, children. Welcome to the online session of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Children, we were discussing the chapter 6, staffing. In our last class, we have discussed the recruitment process, in which we saw the different sources of recruitment. We saw both internal and external recruitment. We also saw the advantages and disadvantages related to both of these sources of recruitment. Today we will discuss about the selection process, which is one of the steps related to staffing. What is selection process? Selection is the process of identifying and choosing the best person out of a number of prospective candidates for the job. So from the recruitment process, we have called the candidate to offer themselves for the job. Now, after getting the application, the next step is the selection. So, in selection process, we identify and choose the person out of the number of prospective candidates who have applied themselves for the job. Selection process serves two important processes. It ensures that the organization gets the best among the available. So, whoever is the best, they will be selected. It enhances the self-esteem and prestige of those selected and convey to them the seriousness with which the things are done in the organization. So, the other purpose of the selection process is to increase the self-esteem and prestige of the selected candidate, so that he should take the things very seriously while working in the organization. Next, you can see that there are various steps involved in the selection process. It goes this way: preliminary screening, selection test, employment interview, reference checks, selection decision, medical examination, job offer, contracts of employment. When you are studying the steps of selection process, you have to study it in this order itself. Okay, you cannot change the order of these steps. Now, let us discuss the first step of selection, that is preliminary screening. Preliminary screening helps the manager to eliminate unqualified or unfit job seekers based on the information supplied in the application form. So once we have recruited, that we have advertised in the newspaper or from different media related regarding the job vacancy, and we got the application form, then the next thing is we have to sort out that application form, and we have to eliminate the unfit or unqualified job seekers. Okay, preliminary interviews help reject misfit for reasons which did not appear in the application form. So through the that is unfit or unqualified application forms are rejected. That is the first screening, that is preliminary screening, first step of staffing. Then the second step is selection test. So from the list of candidate or from the list of applications, some forms are rejected as they were unfit or due to some unqualified factor related to that application. Now, so those who have selected after the first step, they have to pass the selection test. Selection test measures aptitude, intelligence, personality, etc. of the candidate who have applied for the vacant jobs. So these tests have to be qualified. The candidate has to qualify these tests. Now let us discuss it in detail. Types of selection test. The first type of test is intelligence test. It measures the level of IQ of the candidate. It is an indicator of person's learning ability or the ability to make decisions and judgment. So in the first test in selection test is the intelligence test, in which IQ is tested, and also the person's ability to make decision and judgment is also tested. The next test is the aptitude test. It is a measure of an individual's potential for learning new skills. Is that candidate have enough potential to learn the new skills? That is tested with the aptitude test. It indicates the person's capacity to develop. So tests are good indices of a person's future success score. So whether this candidate is capable of learning new skills, that is tested through the aptitude test. The next type of test is the personality test. Personality tests provide clues to a person's emotion, his or her reactions, maturity and value system, etc. These tests judge the overall personality. Hence, these are difficult to design and implement. So, the personality test is also tested during the selection test process. So, his emotions, his reactions, his maturity level, his value system, everything is being put to test. Next is trade test. This test measures the existing skill, professional knowledge as well as proficiency of the individual. So, trade test tests the skill which the skill related to the job that the candidate acquired. It is tested. Okay, trade test. Then interest tests. Interest tests are used to know the pattern of interest or involvement of a person. So, what are the interest area of that candidate can be known through the interest test. So, these are the different types of tests which comes under the second stage of selection process. After, if a candidate is selected after the selection test, he have to go through the employment interview. Interview is a formal, in-depth conversation conducted to evaluate the applicant's suitability for the job. So, there is a face-to-face formal conversation between the interviewer and the interviewee. The role of the interviewer is to seek information and that of the interviewee is to provide the same. So, interviewer will ask the question and the interviewee will have to answer the same. Now, in present interviews, we can see that interviewee also seeks information from the interviewer regarding the organization, its way of working also. Sometimes the interviewee asks the questions to the interviewer. Okay. Next is reference and background checks. Many employers request names, addresses and telephone number of the references. That is, the employer, they ask the name, address and telephone number of any person to whom this person, the interviewee, is connected with. That reference can be taken from the previous employer or known person, any well-known persons or teachers or university professors. From these community, the reference can be taken about the candidate who have applied for the job and who had reached the third stage, that is interview. After interview, this is the fourth stage of selection, that is reference and background check. So, the person who have covered the interview, who had overcome the interview, he will his reference and background will be checked for the purpose of verifying information and the gaining additional information about the applicant. This is done. Okay. So, how is his behavior during his when he was a student, when he was working with his previous employer, what is his background, that will be checked through the reference and background checks. So, after this fourth step, the next step is the selection decision. So, after covering all these stages, a candidate will be selected. The selection decision will be made by the company. The final selection decision have to be made from among the candidates who pass the test, interview and the reference checks. The views of the concerned manager will be generally considered in the final selection, because it is he or she who is responsible for the performance of the new employee. So the manager, these employees who are selected, they have to work under the manager. So it is the view of the manager that the final decisions are taken. After final decision, it is the medical examination. After the selection decisions and before the job offer is made, the candidate is required to undergo a medical fitness test. The job offer is given to the candidate being declared fit after the medical examination. So, after the medical examination, if the candidate is declared fit, then the next stage will appear, that is the job offer. So, the company will make a job offer to this candidate. The next step in the selection process is the job offer to those candidates who have passed all the previous hurdles. Job offer is made through a letter of appointment which contains the date by which he or she must report on the duty. So, this job offer is made in the form of a letter of appointment. So, in the letter of appointment, the date will be conveyed in which he or she should report to the duty. Okay. So, after job offer, a contract of employment is signed between the employer and the employee. After the job offer has been made and the candidate accepts the offer, certain documents need to be executed by the employer and the candidate. So, certain documents have to be signed up by or have to be executed by the employer and the candidate. A contract of employment is prepared regarding terms and conditions of employment such as job title, duties, responsibilities, pay, allowances, hours of work, work rules, leave rules, termination of employment, etc. So, all the details related to that employee will be that is as a contract, it will be signed by the employee. So, this is one of the step related to selection process. Now, here is the difference between the recruitment and selection. The nature and process. On the basis of nature and process, how are recruitment and selection differentiated? Recruitment is known as a positive process because it aims at attracting the candidate to apply for the job and there is no rejection in this process. But selection is termed as a negative process because candidates have to cross several stages and after every stage few candidates will be eliminated until the right type of person is found. So hence, because there is a elimination process, so it is known as negative process. Now, what is the aim and purpose of recruitment? To attract more and more candidates for the vacant job. And what is the aim and purpose of selection? To select the most suitable person out of the candidate who have applied for the job. Now, sequence, it takes place prior to the selection. So, recruitment takes place first and then it is then selection takes place. So, it is done after the recruitment. So, these are the difference between recruitment and selection. Now, we are about to conclude today's session. Today, we saw different steps in selection process. I hope you have understood the class. You have to go through the class related and read the topic from your textbook, underline the main points, study well, prepare yourself for this question as this question is a very important from the exam point of view. Meet you in the next class with the new topic. Till then, goodbye. Take care.